Most home care agency owners waste thousands of dollars on ads that never turn into clients. And I'm not saying that because ads don't work. It's because most people don't understand how to match the type of ad with the buyer's intent. If you tried running ads before and got nothing but clicks, phone calls from caregivers, or complete silence, this is the video for you. I'm going to break down how paid ads really work for home care, which ones actually convert, and how you can build a system that consistently brings in qualified leads. Now, this is for agency owners, operators, or marketers who want to grow their client base or caregiver pipeline using paid ads. Whether you've never run one or you're spending money every month without seeing results, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to choose the right platform, build campaigns that make sense, and track your return on every dollar spent. Before we talk numbers or results, let's make sure we understand the landscape. There are really two main types of paid advertising: search ads and social ads. Search ads are what you see on Google when someone types in home care near me or private caregivers in New York. These are people who already know that they need help. They're looking for a provider right now, and we call this group of people who have high intent. The pros are simple. These people are ready to buy. You just have to show up and assure them that you're the best option. The downside is that it can get pretty expensive. You might pay anywhere between $5 to $25 per click, depending on how competitive the search term is and the area that you're targeting. Another thing is that if your landing page or your website doesn't convert, you'll burn through money fast. Social ads like Facebook, Instagram, or even TikTok work a little bit differently. Instead of waiting for people to search, you show up in their feeds. You could target based on social factors like age, income, location, or interest. Maybe you target adult daughters between 45 and 65 who live within 10 miles of your office. That's powerful, mainly because this is the audience that is usually making decisions for the care of children, their siblings, or even their parents. The cost per impression here is usually cheaper, but here's the catch. These people aren't actively searching for home care right now. You're interrupting their pattern. They're just scrolling for entertainment. So the goal is to plant the seed, to build awareness, and to start warming them up to the idea that they may need home care services for somebody that they care about until they're ready to call or share the information. And that's when they actually become an active lead. If Google is about catching the buyer at the moment of need, social is about creating that moment over time. To give you context and why understanding this matters, digital advertising in healthcare is actually exploding. Spending is up more than 25% year over year, and home care is one of the fastest growing segments, kind of capturing that ad spend. That means two things: more opportunity and also more competition. Searches for home care near me spike in the winter and summer times, right when families realize that they can't handle care alone, as they want support for increased activities associated with the seasons. For example, trying to go away for the holidays, or actually just planning for the holidays. What happens when someone who is worried about who's going to watch mom or dad or grandma when they actually decide to take that summer European trip that might take them a month? Who's gonna step in and fill in to be the caregiver? That's when they start looking for other agencies in the area to help them out. So during these times, ad spend can be a little bit higher and also more competitive, because those who are in the know that this is the time that the target client may be looking. So what you want to do is, when you're running your campaigns, you want to make sure that your campaigns are running consistently during those times. The average click on Google might cost around $10, but if that turns into a client that nets you $20,000 a year, it's worth it. On the other side, you could reach thousands of people on Meta for pennies, build brand familiarity, and retarget them later when they're ready to buy. The key is knowing which type of ad to run at each stage of your marketing funnel. Awareness, interest, decision, and the start of care are the stages that people are going to go through when you're actually advertising to them. So you want to make sure that you're optimizing for each of those stages. It's not as easy as it sounds. Here's the real problem. Most agency owners jump in without a strategy. They copy another company's ad that they've seen, point everyone to their common homepage, and cross their fingers hoping that it's going to hit. They don't know if their traffic is coming from families or job seekers. They don't track what happens after the click, and they spend and pray, which is a bad strategy. Here's the truth. If you're not tracking every call, every click, and every conversion, all you're doing is guessing. You might think that your ads failed, but maybe your staff didn't answer the phone, or your form was too long, or you lost a lead because no one followed up fast enough. Paid ads work when there's a plan behind them. That's what separates profitable campaigns from expensive experiments that don't produce results. Before we move into strategy, I just want to give you a quick side note. All of our ads, whether they're client or caregiver, are tracked inside of our internal tools. I use one system called Going Home, which is to manage our referrals, and OnTime is the system that we use for our application tracking. All of that software is handled in-house. OnTime is a system that we use to manage everything from job applications to client authorizations. If you're an OnTime user, you could also get early access to our Going Home software, which is our referral management tool that's in beta testing. That way you can utilize the same exact tools that I use. If you're not yet working on OnTime, you'll want to check it out because it's the backbone of how we manage our entire marketing operation, our patient care system, and how we maintain employee compliance and our employee compliance workflow. But more on that in another video. I just wanted to let you know that that's the tools that we are using in-house. At this point, you might be thinking, what does ad success actually look like? Let's talk a bit about the transformation that you want, because what you want is a home care business that knows which ad brings in real clients and not just clicks, captures caregiver leads instead of losing them in the ad spend, tracks cost per lead, cost per start of care, and the overall return on ad spend, turns paid ads into a predictable client acquisition system. And I just want to give you a pro tip. No matter how well you target, you'll always get caregiver leads. Don't ignore them. Add them to your hiring list. Make sure that they get routed to HR, because if they're clicking on your ads, it's because they're interested in the job. And ultimately, caregivers are just as valuable to your growth as clients. If you start ramping up with a bunch of clients and you're not getting new caregivers, you're going to run into a situation where you have business that you cannot service. Not a good situation to be in. Now, I want to give you a 5-step framework to follow in your own organization. Step 1, split your strategy by intent. Use Google for high intent buyers, people who already know that they want service, but use Meta or TikTok for awareness and nurturing. Both of these strategies are going to be necessary. Step 2, optimize for each lead type. Create a unique landing page that can help separate clients from caregivers. A family looking for home care doesn't want to fill out an employment form, and a caregiver doesn't want to fill out a client intake form. Keep it simple and clear. Our landing page from the beginning outright asks, are you looking for care or are you looking for employment? And nothing else. There's nothing on the page to distract them other than those two things. I don't want them clicking through to my landing page and start reading about our services, start reading our blog, get distracted with who's on the team. I don't want any of that. If they clicked, I want them to make a decision that they're either looking for a job or looking for services. From the first click, they're gonna be labeling themselves as either a caregiver who's looking for a job or for someone who's looking for care. Their experience from there becomes tailored to their needs. Again, you want to eliminate the possibility of them getting distracted and leaving your site without collecting their information. Step 3, track every click and call. You have to use tools like CallRails, which will give you a unique number and record every call that you have, ActiveCampaign, which is an email marketing tool, or you could use OnTime to see where each lead came from and what happened next. This helps you understand what's working and what's not. Step 4 is that you have to retarget warm audiences. Not everyone converts the first time. You have to use retargeting ads to show testimonials, case studies, or videos of your caregivers in action. People need repetition to build trust. Share content via text or email blasts. You could share things like industry updates, new payers in the market, new programs that exist, disease management tips, anything that helps keep your agency on the top of their minds. Now, the 5th step is to measure your return on investment weekly. Don't obsess over things like likes or impressions. These are what I like to call vanity metrics, and really they're just distractions. What matters is how many assessments you actually book, how many cases get started, and how much revenue each campaign actually produces for you. Another pro tip that I want to give is that speed to response is what wins in this game. If you can respond within 5 minutes of a lead coming in, you could double or triple your conversion rates. People don't like to wait around to get the answer that they're looking for. The first agency to answer usually gets the case. The next thing that I want to cover in a little bit more detail are the tools and the systems that we use to make all of this work. What you'll need in your own situation is Google Ads. That way you're able to narrow down the high intent searches. You're going to need to get familiar with Meta Ads Manager to build those awareness and nurturing campaigns. You're going to need CallRails, or you're going to need to enable call recording from your phone system. We use Vonage. Vonage has an incredible kind of voice recording system in place already. But if we're testing unique phone numbers or unique ads where there's an ad to a phone number, CallRails works really good for that, because what happens is it gives you like a phone number that you can track, and only that phone number is on a particular ad. So when somebody calls that phone number, you know that it's associated with a specific ad that you're running, and then the recording gets stored so that you're able to listen in and make sure that your intake team, whoever is the first responder, is responding appropriately. Now, we also use ActiveCampaign for our email automations. And of course, as I mentioned before, OnTime with Going Home to manage it all in one place. These tools help you stay organized and see where every dollar goes. That's how you scale, not by spending more necessarily, but by spending smarter and increasing your spend on what is working. To close out, I want to give you a few bonus tips and strategies that I've accumulated over the years. Use lookalike audiences based on your current clients. If you serve seniors in one zip code, there are probably others just like them in the same area. Thousands of similar people or families nearby. Always test multiple ad versions. A different headline or a different image can change everything. Keep the best performers, then add new ads borrowing from what is working with your winners. Eventually, you'll get to a monster set of high-performing ads. Consider bilingual campaigns. Many areas have large Spanish-speaking populations that are underserved. Or there's also regional pockets that have ethnic groups that go untargeted. Don't kill campaigns too early. Give them enough time to give you sufficient data before you judge results. And remember, advertising is part science, part patience. The goal is to learn from the data and improve every single week. If you want help building a campaign that actually converts, you could book a call with me and I could give you a consultation directly. We'll review your current strategy, build a plan around your goals, and if needed, I'll even connect you with the same ad agency that manages our campaigns, the one that actually generates qualified home care leads for us every single week. And if you're curious about the results that we've achieved and the exact metrics that we track, check out my other videos covering this topic. They break down the numbers, the conversion rates, and the benchmarks that we use so that you know what success really looks like. The bottom line, paid ads aren't magic, but they can absolutely transform your business when you understand the strategy behind them. Learn the difference between intent and awareness. Track every lead and build the systems that make it all work for you. That's how you stop wasting money and start growing your agency with confidence. Until the next one, take care.